All right, so I wanted to go over this amazing stock, AXPW, which is now in one day gone up from 4 cents to 19 cents, up 485%. This is as good as it gets with penny stocks. You don't often get a 200% winner, let alone a 300, let alone a 400% winner in one day. That said, it does happen, and this is the beauty of penny stocks. Most people hate on penny stocks because they think that this is manipulation, it's fraud, it's luck, and yet, time and again, we see these kinds of runners, and we see clear and definitive signs to buy. I'm not saying that I would have bought this here at 4, 5, 6, or 7, or 8, or even 10. But here in the afternoon, this is a classic cup and handle situation. Right here, the high is 12.5. Right here, the high is 12.5. Right here, the high is 12.5, roughly. And then it comes down. I gave a warning right here. Let's go to my commentary. I copied and pasted some stuff from the chat room. This is all time-stamped. So I'm not like making this up. Some people think like, oh, you just go back and analyze a trade in hindsight. It's easy to do that. No, this is actually all real time. That's why we use timestamping. And right here, I said, careful AXPW longs. That looks to be a perfect triply top. I had a typo. But I was referring to this because I thought that 12.5, is now a triple top. The good news is that it's okay to think that it's a triple top because, frankly, it was. It went down to 11.5, but it broke out again. And this is where you can change. This is the beauty of trading. Some people are like, Tim, you said, look at this, 315, you said this is a triply top. And then 318, you said, I wouldn't be long here at 12 cents after failed breakout number 2. Here's Bullseye Trader saying 101 million shares volume, which is crazy. My tick Tim thinks, I hope Tim didn't short AXPW. Even when I think a stock is a double top or a triple top, I'm not going to short it, okay? I don't short sell 10, 15 cent a share stocks unless they're like a pump and dump that's, on day 20 of the pump and it's up from like a third of a penny. So it's up, like 3,000 or 300 times or something crazy. I don't like shorting stocks this low, and I don't like shorting stocks up this much today because even if it was a triply top, to use my new lingo, it could break out later. And this is exactly what happened. This is trading. Welcome to the stock market, motherfuckers. Okay, this is what you need to learn. Sometimes a stock can top and then it will break out later. And there's nothing wrong with saying that it might be a triple top, saying you shouldn't be long when there is an assumed triple top, and then changing your mind and buying the next breakout, because guess what? That is what trading is, adapting to price action. I literally laughed out loud when I have some critics who are like, but you said that you shouldn't be long. Now 10 minutes later it's a buy. What's going on? Yes, that is how trading works. You can change your mind. Too many of you are like politicians where you think you have to like be firm on an issue and never change. Be like, no, I will never buy this stock. You're not a politician. And most politicians are flip-floppers anyways, but you don't have, constituents that you have to remain loyal to. You don't need to remain loyal to one position side. You can learn to adapt. And so my buy here, when it showed signs again of breaking out, this was great adaptation on the breakout because it looked like a triple top and it was a triple top fake out and it just kept going. So when I rebought right here, this was one of the best buy alerts of my life. I adapted to the price action and I didn't know that it was going to go to 20 cents, but I did have an idea that it could spike more. I said, nice intraday cup and handle. This is a cup and handle, FYI, where the left side of the cup, the bottom of the cup, the right side of the cup, and then you get a handle, and it goes higher and higher. So I was right about that. Huge volume, low market cap, decent catalyst. Goal is to make 20 to 30% today or tomorrow. Play safe, though, if this breakout fails. I wasn't sure if the breakout at 0.125 was going to hold. Obviously, just a few minutes earlier, I thought that it was a top, a triply top. And when you are buying any stock, especially a stock up 200 or 300% on the day, you have to be careful if the breakout doesn't happen. That said, you don't want to necessarily wait, for a confirmed breakout when you have a potential breakout. So I bought in the afternoon thinking, it's probably going to break 12 and a half. If it doesn't, I will cut losses at like 11 and a half right here. If somehow it fails to break 12 and a half and I'm out and I lose a penny a share. I thought that there was maybe 2 or even 3 or 4 cents a share of upside. So if there's 1 cent a share of downside, if it doesn't break out here, and there's 1, 2, or 3 cents of upside, as it turned out, so far there's 7 cents of upside, and it's probably going to keep going. That's good risk reward when there's more upside than downside, especially with a cup and handle pattern, especially when it does break out and hold the breakout. Anyways, I want to give a shout out to so many students. I'm sorry I'm overwhelmed with you guys, but this is awesome. So far, I count roughly $200,000 in student profits. Fantastic. Turnbow in at 11 cents, roughly out at 13, sold half, holding the other half. So he's holding the other half overnight. Awesome. Here, I can't even pronounce his screen name, in 10,000 shares at 13 cents. Before Tim's alert, couldn't execute it fast enough once it broke through the high of the day. Correct. So I, kind of piggyback the breakout. And when the breakout happens, lots of other people are going to buy because it's a technical breakout, because everyone's like, oh my God, I thought that it was a triply top. It's not a triply top. It keeps going. So this guy was awesome buying it before my alert went out. And by the way, when I'm writing the alert, like, it takes a few seconds, so never ever try and follow my alert, because it's gonna be at a different price by the time the alert goes off. By the time this alert even went off, it was at 13 cents. I couldn't get it out in time because I have to write it, and unfortunately that takes time. But the good news is, because I warned against it here, that I'm watching it. And this is why my top millionaire students are all self-sufficient. If I'm watching a stock and I'm saying it might be a triply top, and it probably would not be a good long if it doesn't break out, well, guess what? You can think on your own. When it does break out, what do you think the next thing I'm going to do is? I'm going to buy it. That is the beauty of being self-sufficient, as opposed to so many other chat rooms and newsletters where it's just like follow the leader who tries to buy, and you try and follow them as quickly as possible, and it never works, and you don't learn anything. So even though I warned against being long here, this should have been your tip-off that I'm watching this stock, and obviously, I'm going to change my mind if and when it does break out, which it did 10 minutes later. Here is Big A in at 11 cents, out at 14 cents. I mean, this is a pretty solid, nearly 30% gain. Herson made $400. John Fine, first trade as a trading challenge student, bought a 10,000 shares at 0.126, will hold into tomorrow. And if he is still holding, he's in at 12.6, it's at 19.6, he's up $700. That is fantastic. That's a cool 60% in roughly an hour and a half. Here's Larry, made $100 in 5 minutes. And he's saying risky as it's up 325%. I like that. Don't be afraid to be afraid. It's okay to be afraid, and you should be afraid when a stock is up 300%. Nearly 20 minutes after my buy, I sold at 14. I wussed out. There seemed to be kind of a little wall of sellers. Where was it? Like right in here at like 14.2. And I just wasn't sure if it was really going to break out that much more or not. I wanted to hold for 20 or 30%, but I made like 10, 15%. So I'll take it. I usually play things too safely, and I think I even said that in the commentary, because by the time I'm typing this out, it was at 0.144. So it was actually a breakout, above the 0.142 by the time I could get the alert out. So I deleted half of the alert, and I was like, this might keep going, but I was already out, so I have to alert it. Here is Master Trades up $4,000 on AXPW, in and out several times. God bless. And he said, God bless Tim Sykes, along with everyone in the chat room. Thank you, Master Trades. Congrats. Here's Jazibik, made $1,500. And I also highlighted some messages from students that I thought were important to highlight. Where was I? Could not buy AXPW with TD web brokers. Some brokers just suck with these kind of stocks. This is why I do not use TD Ameritrade anymore. At one point, Thinkorswim, which got acquired by TD Ameritrade, was my favorite broker, no more. E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, these are the brokers that I use the most lately. Here's Babito, made 588, nailed both breakouts thanks to Tim's teaching. So this is the thing. Don't just buy a stock randomly by breakouts. You know, this was a nice breakout. You see, you actually had a triply top. One top here at 8.7, one top here at 8.7, and then another top here at 8.7. And then the fourth time, it broke out 8.7 and it went to 12. So this is very similar breakouts after two triply tops. I'm going to use that all the time now. I like that. So that's fantastic that, you know, Babito is following my teachings. This is awesome. CD Wilson, first ever trade, in at 13, out at 15. Couldn't be on a bigger high. And I'm sure CD Wilson feels like crap now that it's at nearly 20 cents. But that's a good first trade, you know. Here's Corey Kai. I love you, man. Well, thank you very much. My Ticketin, I got my $100 per month subscription paid back in less than 3 hours. Thank you. So many of you guys don't want to pay such small amounts for alerts, chat rooms, videos, webinars. You can make it all back. You can make months back in a few minutes or a few hours, and you have the education forever. It's awesome. Anyways, here is JJP Penny in at 12 cents. Bought more in the breakout, sold half at 15, locked in 250, saving for tomorrow. Awesome job. You can sell half, and in hindsight, you know, I don't regret selling, but I probably should have just sold half. But this is awesome. This is the best student profit that I've seen so far. Alex Bigelli made $13,600. That's fantastic. Here's Eli Hunter. He says 1,800 on paper profits, 0 real money because I have no balls. It's okay, Eli. Okay, these are scary stocks. Pretty much nobody in their right mind trades a stock up 300% on the day. Or when I bought it, it was up 270%. But now look in the top left-hand corner of this graphic, up 496% today. So it's okay to be scared. At least you learn for the next time. Here's the Swede. I have taken $900 profit on one account and 200 out another, and still holding smaller shares. Here I come, total profit locked in 1,100. That's awesome. eBogey, this is a good comment. The last time AXPW had a 300% gain, it did nothing the next day from what I can see. So this is, I agree, 100%, and that's part of the reason why I sold. SVR says, how did you find AXPW? SVR, go watch my Tim Fundamentals Part 2 DVD, getstockstotrade.com, scanning software. This was just the biggest percent gainer in the stock market, and you'll find that a lot of big percent gainers become even bigger percent gainers later in the day as more people find out about them. Here's Turnbow, made just under 200, small account, but made what I make in one day in about 15 minutes. Thanks for the lessons. Awesome. Dugaduke made $200 on round one, and then in at 11 cents with an overnight hold. So last day trade is worth the risk. So he didn't want to risk losing his last day trade on his account, and he's going to be rewarded if this opens tomorrow at like 19 or 20 cents, which seems likely, and he's going to have a nice double. John Fine, this was his first ever trade, made 160 bucks. I'll take it. Jazovic, net out on the day with a $1,600 profit. Eagle said, I have a question. I tried to buy AXPW on the trade, but was getting this message. Limit orders are only accepted for stocks under $1. Can you help me understand what's going on? So you used a market order, which you never should be using. If you watch my Penny Stocking DVD, Penny Stocking Part 2 DVD, never use market orders. Use limit orders. So they're trying to protect you from yourself. Here is the V-Man Hoang. Just wanted to see if I was on the right track. AXPW had a double top and broke out about 12 cents for a late day run, which is good. It puts time to buy at the end of the day and not to keep it long overnight. I didn't buy, but I've been studying your DVDs and was following along with all the chatter. This is awesome. You don't necessarily have to trade the stock to be on the right track. You can watch this and learn for the next time. There's always going to be more stocks that are up 100, 200, 300, 400% on the day. So even if you wuss out or whatever reason, you know, you can learn. And next time you probably won't wuss out. You'll be like, I remember AXPW. Mind you, you need massive volume to make this happen. They have 128 million shares traded. That means that it traded more than the S&P 500. You can't see this. This is AXPW right here. 128 million shares traded on the day. Here's the S&P 500 Spider ETF, 124. Obviously, there's a big difference in price, but just to show you how liquid this is. That's why I traded it. I don't normally like 10, 15 cent a share stocks, but when it trades 100 plus million shares a day, you can get in and out very quickly, very easily. There's, you know, not much risk, or not as much risk. You know, there's always risk with these penny stocks. Here's the Swede, sweet profit of 1,100, and he's keeping 3,000 shares overnight. Good job. Here's SF Giant trying to make me feel better. You make 99% great calls, but sometimes you can't predict that 1%. I definitely value your tips regardless. It's okay. You know, I still finished up on the day. I showed you guys how to trade safely and how to trade conservatively. So you don't need to feel bad for me. I finished up on the day after some pretty weak trading this morning on AMCN. That's pretty good. And more important than my little profits, you guys profited and you guys nailed this. Michael Good, I don't remember exactly when in the day he alerted this, but he had a very good buy alert much earlier in the day, and a lot of you guys banked because of him. So congrats to Michael Good. And here's just a few more. MBS Dad, first trade as a member, bought it at 8 cents, sold it too soon at 10.5. You made 25%. Okay, that's fantastic. And Jeff A just tweeted at me. He made 3K today. So congrats to all of you guys. This is exactly why penny stocks are beautiful. So memorize this chart. There will be more, even on crappy overall market days. I'm just so proud of so many of you for doing better than me. It's really gratifying as your teacher. And I want more people to do this. So, if you're not watching the video lessons, watch them. Upgrade from Tim Alerts to penny stocking silver so that you have access to my 3,000 video lesson library. If you're a trading challenge student, be watching the webinars. You now have dozens of webinars, not just from me, but also Michael Good and Tim Grattani. And just as of today, Mark Crook, who's one of my challenge students, up 400,000. I just attended his wedding. Amazing story because he actually met his wife in Miami, and he only moved to Miami because he made enough to get out of his cubicle job in Texas, which he hated, all thanks to trading. And now Mark Crook has started making videos exclusively for you trading challenge students. So there's so many different ways to learn. You choose how dedicated of a student you want to be. But I will tell you, those of you who study more, you're going to be earning the $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 in a day, as opposed to those of you who do not study. So your destiny is in your own hands. I can make video lessons, I can make webinars, I can make DVDs, I do. But I can't force you to watch them. And I can't force you to really soak this information up and, implement it into your own trading. That's on you. And, I'm always looking for more millionaire students, but it comes down to dedication. So if you want to be dedicated, then apply for my trading challenge. And I think, what are we doing? We're doing 4 webinars a week now. It's kind of crazy. I'm filming this on a Monday. So tomorrow, Tim Grattani is giving challenge students a webinar. Wednesday is me. Michael Good is Thursday. And now Mark Crook is also doing challenge webinars. So he's Friday. So every single day, you trading challenge students, or almost every single weekday, you guys have a webinar, an hour and a half or 2 hours where you can do Q&A, ask us questions, prepare ahead of time. Those of you not in the trading challenge, then at least watch these video lessons over and over and over again so that you can make this list. I love that this list is long, but I want it to be longer. Okay, I want more of you guys, so many more of you guys making 100, 500, 2,000, 5,000. Who was the guy who made 13,000? What was his name? Where was it? Oh, Alex Bigelli, 13,600. That's fantastic. Okay? I don't know who Alex is. I've never met him, but I am so proud when a student makes that much in one day because it really opens your eyes. Making a few hundred, that's cool. Oh, I copied Babito twice. He made 588. That's cool, but this is really when you start to see the potential. And those of you with small accounts and you're dreaming about making 13,000, you have to build your account and you have to build your knowledge base before you can get there. I know many of you guys with 1,000 or 2,000 bucks, you want to make 13 grand in a day. You can't. Okay, your account isn't big enough. You're not there yet. The good news is, as you grow your account, you get more experience and more knowledge. So when you have a 10, 20, 30, $50,000 account, you're better prepared. I really, many of you guys are like, oh, I need a $50,000 account to be good to start with. I only have 1,000 or 2. It doesn't matter what you start with, okay? Somebody who has $1,000 or $2,000 in their account but studies every single day and wants it bad, you can surpass somebody who's has $50,000 or $100,000 and maybe they're a little spoiled and they don't have, the eye of the tiger because they have such a big account. And somebody with $1,000 or $2,000 can leapfrog somebody who begins with 50 or 100,000. And you'll see that, but you have to grow your account and you have to take 10, 20, 30% profits again and again and again, and cut losses again and again and again. But at least you know, learn the groove. You learn how to get 1,000 to 50,000. And if you can turn 1,000 into 50,000, not through luck, not through any one play, but you know, by making 10, 15, 20% profits again and again, you can turn 50,000 into a million. So do not fear if you have a small account. It all comes down to dedication. And that's why I make these videos. This is my second video lesson of the day. I have so much to do, but I wanted to congratulate everybody. And this is just awesome. So I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. We are going to be watching AXPW closely. So guys, get in the chat room tomorrow, and congrats to so many of you, especially you, Alex Bigelli. Good work.